Steve Hausman with Pat Coyne, Lana Torre from Evergreen Interiors, and she has her good buddy Dennis Draper from Home for Life Renovations with us today.
Oh, he is. And Dennis is a wonderfully smart young man who has been an architectural designer for how many years, Dennis?
Oh, that's going on 14 officially, but
14 officially.
I've been doing it probably for a good 25 years.
Oh, my gosh. We go back years. His firm designed Homerama houses, and I would design the interiors for that. But Dennis's new business is Home for Life Renovation, which is just so appropriate for today. I wanted to touch on a couple of key elements with your business. How cost effective is it to remodel your home to be able to stay in your home as you age, as opposed to going into an assisted living or nursing facility?
Well, it can be very cost effective when you consider that, the many thousands of dollars per month that potential cost can add up very quickly.
I know my mother was in a nursing home until she passed, and let me tell you, it was thousands per month until the money ran out. Mm-hmm. So, what is the cost of remodel? Well,
one of the key areas that folks find that their first need arises is in the bathroom. And when we do, a bathroom remodel where, let's say, we take out the tub and put in like a roll-in shower with grab bars and all that sort of thing, and a roll-up sink, those kinds of things can, they can run in the teens, 20,000 maybe somewhere, and it all varies. It's hard to put a number on it.
Once you've paid for it, it's done.
Well, yeah, once you paid for it, you're done, and now you're in your house. And if you compare that, let's just say, to a rough idea of, let's go on the low side, $3,000 a month for a care facility. I don't even know if that exists, but
that's cheap. That's a little low.
Yeah, but I don't want to overstate the difference. So that's $36,000 a year. So if you can do a project in the teens, thousands, okay, $15,000, $16,000, and keeps you in the house for the year, I feel that we just helped save you $20,000.
Well, that whole next year, you know what I would do?
What's that?
You go to the mall, right? Would you go to the mall?
I get truckloads of booze delivered, right? And it would also, the extra cost that I'd save would also pay for a half-naked nurse's assistant.
All right.
Oh, my.
To help me out.
You know what that man is always thinking, isn't he?
Yeah. You can't get one of them for $3,000. But that all kinds of ties in with that idea of aging in place, aging in your home.
Yeah, certainly.
But let's not give the impression that your services aren't just for people who are, we're all aging. Gosh, Pat's aging, and he's only in his, 30s?
Well, 40s, but I look good for 40s.
Yeah, well, okay.
He got two new gray hairs as we've been speaking.
Yeah. That's true.
Check the screen in front of you. But you know what I'm saying? It's not just for the elderly.
No, it's certainly not. It's really maybe an educational process that we're hoping to reach out and let people kind of start thinking about that. Even, I'm 50 years old, and, my wife and I have been planning a kitchen remodel for years, and we're, it's one of those things, and I guess it's one of those things because I am a designer, I keep redesigning it over and over. But, one of the things that you have to kind of think about is what's going to be like, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and build in those certain characteristics that will allow you to not have those impediments down the road. That's really all it is. It's forward thought, take a little extra time to get those things in place. And when we're talking about making some doors wider, changing some levels on a kitchen counter, making a roll-in shower versus a tub, and the extra bath we're going to put in, those are easy decisions to make on the front side. You won't be tearing them back out in maybe 15 years and redoing it.
And they're also suitable for everybody else who might live in the home.
Oh, absolutely.
As well. It's not just a product for the aged or the elderly. It's something we can all use. It's a little easier, too, having a little wider doorways. Pat's bringing in a couple of cases of beer, and he's having a party, and he says, this is great. I'm not going to bang the walls.
You don't have to turn sideways either.
Some of us can't.
See, I never even thought of that as
Lana's good. I was just thinking, you're speaking of forward thing. I never would have considered. So this is very educational to me.
Well,
just the little details that you would not think of. In my position right now, if I'm thinking 20 years down the road, okay, I could do this, that, maybe make some accessibility. And then now baby boomers are in 20 years or even older. So my house is more valuable because I have that accessibility already built in.
Yeah, it never hurts.
Right.
It never hurts to have that in place because it's not going to really detract from either the function or the beauty of your home as long as, I say, you do it properly. And Lana's, of course, the wonderful person to make all that come together. So,
Yes.
Dennis Draper.
Make that happen.
Dennis Draper is with Home for Life Renovations, homeforlifeny.com, a link at propertysourceradio.com. You brought up something that I want to follow up upon in terms of the value of your house. When it is time to move out of the house and you've had all these renovations done, can it fit into the needs of the next person who buys the house, or do they have to undo everything you've done?
no, absolutely not. Again, it's looking at the overall function of the house. If you're making a first floor living accommodation, so you've got a first floor bedroom with a first floor bath, that's a roll-in shower, that's all accessible completely. Leave the second floor bath alone. Leave the tub up there because that is, people with small children like to have the tub and all that stuff. So great. So you leave that alone. You don't
See, I guess
overdo.
I guess what I'm saying, you don't want to walk in the house and go, "Oh, this place is weird."
No, certainly not.
Yeah.
And the wonderful thing about today's products that are available is, you'll go through a house and we can put together, again, the showers are tiled and they look gorgeous, and the grab bars are not institutional looking. They look just like
That's the key right there.
the really, you got polished nickel and nice
absolutely.
designs and everything. You wouldn't even know that
Very
it's a
well
stable
designed.
grab
you
bar.
would never know.
Oh,
You would
okay.
never, ever know.
Little details to forward thinking again.
Yeah,
To make
certainly.
it nice down the road.
Yeah, and again, if you've got someone who's got their house very, very accessible with grab bars, let's say in several locations, whether it's in the bathroom or even throughout the house, at doorways, at any other place they feel like they need stability, those can always be removed. It's not like they're going to show or they're going to continue to be there. If a new home buyer who's young and they feel like they don't want that there, they can certainly take it apart.
Take it out. Yep. But I find that ranches are, in certain neighborhoods, ranches are commanding a premium. And if you do pay attention,
Ranches are hot.
and they are baby boomers, majority of them buying those. So guess what? I think if you had some accessibility placed into your home down the road, for example, if I were in my house, that would gain a premium. It's just my forward thinking, just like yours.
Well,
do you think?
it's all about, since I'm in this age, and I always say, I hate to be the oldest one in the group, but it's all about growing old safely and comfortably in your home. Now, my biggest obstacle, if I had to leave my house, you know what I would hate to leave? My gardens. Oh my gosh, I have gardens that are 40 years old. And every little flower has come from a friend of mine's garden. It's a collection of my girlfriends. So, how do you take that with you to a facility? So why not stay in my house, grow old right there, and enjoy, my 5 minutes to Wegmans, my neighbors, my
Great
my
thought.
total surroundings, and I could still go out and have coffee in my garden.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to be, there to help provide that solution. We feel that's important for everyone's health, even when you think about, staying in your own home, that you've got your comfort of your neighbors, of all your surroundings, of the history, of your community, of your place of worship. Everything is still there. Everything still works. Your life is still, where you want it to be. You're not thrown into, some change and have to go through all that resettlement and all that thing. And we feel that's
it's very
important
cool.
for
It's very
everyone's,
important.
mental
It's
health.
it's all about community and the best of friends are made amongst equals. So you want to keep yourself in your community and with your church and with shopping and your doctors close by. But I wanted to ask you about a product that I'm not so familiar with that I think is very cool, and that's
Hold that thought. So we have to take a break.
that's a tease.
Yeah, you're learning. You're learning. There's no place like home, but there's no place better than your own home. That kind of sums up what we're talking about with Home for Life Renovations. We'll be back with more with Dennis Draper, Lana, Torre, Pat Coyne, Steve Hausman, and RJ will give us another fantastic commercial read when we come back. Sports Radio 950 ESPN, PropertySourceRadio.com.